Hello everyone. By the time that you hear this, it should be October. So happy October. Happy Samhain, Halloween, Day of the Dead, whatever you call it. We're going to read some poems. The Dance of Death by A. Vanitas. It's a very old book, actually. Disclaimer. Reflect, vain man, that although I draw these clowns with my quill, it's not that I wish them to die, just pointing out they will. The idea of the Dance of the Death, guys, I'll put the illustrations in as well, is that no matter who we are, where we are, what we are doing, death is not far away. We are always dancing with death, one way or another. The Dance of Death. God drove man out of paradise, but daily toiled to win his bread, and death came forth to claim his prize, and number all men with the dead. The Rave of Death. Woe, woe, inhabitants of earth, who stumble careworn to the grave, in spite of rank or wealth or worth, and job done, death chills at a rave. The media mogul. Death knows why the rat swarms, but worms you know you'll feed ya. He who controls all platforms in all available media. The Tassar. The Tassar seeks many different ways to render him immortal, despite the fact one of these days he'll be showed through death's portal. The social media CEO. Being connected by this need, this nerd, his profile is amended, when death one day will his you turd. It's time you were unfriended. The bankers. The bankers all made tons of money and laughed and laughed and laughed. Death then made it much more funny, calling in their overdraft. The Pope. The Pope in Rome, whom Mammon prized, burdened with years, retires, and waits until he's canonized, a cannon that death fires. Very bizarre. The President. Executive privilege won't save this bragging president, for he will not outlive a midge, once due as the grave's resident. The Prince. A chance, bizarre caprice of birds, hath made this dork a prince. The way death turns him back to earth would make a pauper wince. The Oligarch. The greedy oligarch's huge yacht, away with girls and mazes, though he'll be giving death the lot, once pushing up the daisies. The bond dealer. The dealers in the bond markets trade in nations' future wealth, in baskets, this country's future fucked they braid. their futures all in caskets. The statesman. The statesman started lots of wars, which everybody loses, sometimes even death abhors the company she chooses. The editor. The editor crammed pages with lies and trash. You read it. But who cares if he rages? Death makes the final edit. The pornographer. He sells wankers' sleazy rags, filled with soft core porn. But please avoid the kind of mag he'll star in once he's gone. The general. The general reckons tactics means killing kids with drones. General deaths, best black tricks, reducing him to bones. The Hollywood star. The Hollywood star's every fan screams, "You're the one we all adore." He somewhat loses his Elaine. Grave on death's curtain room floor. The Hollywood star. It's in twice, there's two different ones. The Hollywood stars, every fan screams, "You're the most of all adore." He somewhat loses his allure once on death's cutting room floor. The Inquisitor. The Inquisitor's cut and thrust will always make good telly. When death reduces him to dust, ask him why he's smelly. The Gardener. The gardener has spent all year growing a big fat marrow, despite which, none the less, I fear, he'll end in death's wheelbarrow. The impresario. The impresario takes punters and makes them into stars, and death, like many hunters, likes trophies who need bras. So I'm not sure on that one. The surgeon. The surgeon's scalpel, skill and suture helps his patients to cheat death. Until that moment in the future, death cheats him of his final breath. The comedian. Ha ha, here's a comedian. Look, everybody squirms. Not at feed lines he'll feed 'em, but how he'll feed the worms. The Pons. The Pons has got it in his bounds. He's of a higher breed, but wait till he sees death's response to snubbery and greed. The fashionista. The fashionistas by the catwalk watch death's new show and cheer out loud. Hark, and you can hear a twat talk all about next season's shroud. And that is the first part of our selection of poems. Yes, I know they're a little bit bizarre. The Dance of Death. It is a bit bizarre, but I would love to know your thoughts on the poems themselves. Me, I really like them. They're comical. So yeah, I'm a weirdo though. But that's okay. That's okay. Thank you for listening to the first part of The Dance of Death. Many blessings.